The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead.
Yeah, so speaking of absolute disregard for the assassination of Democrats just a couple of months ago, a few months ago, Melissa Hortman and her husband, and the attempted assassination of other Democrats in Minnesota who died at the hands of a conservative, self-described Trump supporter who was a right-wing radical missionary pastor who hated gay people, who hated trans people. A wild, insane bigot. That's who the alleged shooter is. Vance Belter, you'll remember. Greg Gutfeld yesterday, these people have just lost the plot. They're just absolute haters and ghouls. Greg Gutfeld yesterday on their little show, The Five, was talking about Melissa Hortman or about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And Jessica Tarlov pipes in. She's like, hey, what about Melissa Hortman, though? And he flips out. He goes apoplectic rage mode on her and is, I don't care. You didn't even know her name before it happened. So apparently she's not important because she wasn't on a national stage, because she wasn't at the tip of everyone's tongue in conversation based on all of the vile, racist, homophobic, Islamophobic, bigoted things that she said, because she didn't have those in her past. That's what Charlie Kirk is about. They want us to celebrate his life because he died the way he died. I'm not going to celebrate Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a malign influence in our nation. He was a bigot, a racist, a liar who spread conspiracy theories about the very founding of our country. That our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, were word for word, letter for letter, based on Deuteronomy. All of this is ahistorical. It's a lie. It's a conspiracy theory. But it's meant to legitimize white Christian nationalism, to legitimize violating the First Amendment prohibition against Congress making a law respecting an establishment of religion. Watch Greg Gutfeld, the goblin-like little troll. I mean, look, it's one thing to be upset that you never cracked 5'2". Look, but you can't take it out on the rest of us, Greg Gutfeld. You can't take your feelings of insecurity and insufficiency and try to harm the rest of us because you don't feel good about yourself. Just like all of these conservative sickos. Watch him absolutely discount the assassination of a Democrat while trying to celebrate Charlie Kirk's legacy.
It wasn't school indoctrination. Carrie Lake went off on that. He was in an online apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College, which I don't think was changed.
I would just note the family
but
said
they didn't say
changed.
when he changed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we need more information before you
Charlie
smear.
Kirk at a dinner
before
we don't need more information.
Really?
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know.
What about Vance
There's absolutely no cognitive...
What about Melissa Hortman that we just talked
you want to talk
about?
about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
She doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same. Now you could bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your. What about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That shit is dead.
Don't bring up that bullshit with me. It's what it is. You don't think she's important, Greg Gutfeld? You don't think she's worthy of veneration or remembrance because she was a Democrat. And the reason nobody talked about her every single day or whatever you said is because there aren't a giant list of hateful quotes that are attributed to Melissa Hortman, like there are Charlie Kirk. She didn't say the death penalty should be public, should be quick, should be televised. I think at a certain age, it's an initiation. At what age should you start to see public executions? She didn't say that happening all the time in urban America, prowling blacks go around for fun to go and target white people. That's a fact. She didn't say that. Charlie Kirk said that. That's why the controversial, white supremacist, hateful, bigoted remarks are talked about. Because they're outside of the norm, Greg Gutfeld, but you know this. You also know that it doesn't matter that I didn't know Melissa Hortman's name, a state representative in the state of Minnesota. But that has no bearing on whether or not her life had meaning or value, or that her death was a tragedy. It doesn't matter that I didn't know who she was or her husband, because her family knew her. Tina Smith, the senator from Minnesota, knew her. Tim Walz knew her. Many people of prominence knew her and her work and her heart. She was a good and decent person who did good and decent work. As opposed to Charlie Kirk, who said that the Democrat Party supports everything that God hates. Who said, you might want to crack open that Bible of yours in a lesser referenced part of the same part of the scripture. It's in Leviticus 18, is that thou shalt not lie with another man and you shall be stoned to death. Just saying. So much, Rachel, you quote Leviticus, That's God's perfect law to stone gay people to death. This is who they celebrate. This is who they venerate. This is who they respect and love and martyr. They want to make this guy a hero. They want to make a racist, Christian nationalist bigot a role model for children. And they're beside themselves with rage that you would bring up the assassination, the same thing that happened to a Democrat. Don't give me that bullshit, he says, as he musters anger, I guess. What do you think? I invite you, unfortunately, if you're willing, to this conversation. We can have it in the comments below the video, wherever you're watching it. You can also call the voicemail line. Leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail. Please keep them brief. I got to listen to them, so it takes a big part of my day. You can call 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. One last call to please subscribe. It is free to do so. Like and follow the Facebook page, Dollemore Daily, over on Facebook. And if you are in a financial position to help financially, for $2 a month, you can become a channel member and help support and produce this content. Help me spread this message and the truth of independent media all across the internet. I would love for you to join. You can click the join button below this video on YouTube to become a channel member. You can do so over on Facebook to subscribe. And you can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. $2 a month. All go toward supporting this work. I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.